Hey everybody, welcome back to Eileen's Craft Nook. Today I have a frog. If you've been in the resin world for any amount of time, you've probably seen this frog done before. It's a pretty popular mold. This is, I think, my third time working with the froggy. This is actually my second frog mold. My first one, one of the dogs that got a hold of it and put a hole in it, so I had to order a second one. I'm going to be using these stickers from Dollar Tree. So I have this rose sticker that I'm going to put in this first layer. I am going to do it in two layers. I'm used to using a 1-to-1 resin, not a deep pour resin. So I'm going to do it in two layers. I'm going to stick this flower in. I'm going to give it, a good push because the sticker's actually layered. So I just want to make sure that, if there's any bubbles hiding out between those layers, that I'm getting those out. So I'm just going to, push it down and get those out. I also have these really pretty little stone-like stickers, also from Dollar Tree. I'm going to add some of those in there as well for some color. So I'm just going to, you can see there's a sheet of them here. So I'm going to add some of these in. I put them in the second layer as well. So I'm adding them here in the first layer. I do have to keep coming back as this sits. You have to pardon, I got puppies playing in the background. We have 6 little puppies that they're 8 weeks old now, so they're very active. So I do have to keep pushing that sticker down. It does float up to the top. Eventually, I just kind of gave up on it and let it float up. It wasn't above the surface, and it looks fine once it was done. So as you can see, the first layer is dry now. So I'm going to add a second layer. I have these stickers again, also from Dollar Tree. These are really pretty leaves. And when I bought them, I had this in mind. I also have this Spanish moss, which I picked up at Michael's. And I'm going to add some of that as well. Now, I really don't want these floating up. So I'm using a little of my Duraclear just to kind of glue it down. You're not going to see it once it dries clear. You just want to make sure if you're using it that you let the Duraclear dry before you add your second layer resin, because it is water-based and you don't want it to have any reaction to the resin. So I'm just adding some of this moss into the legs and into the head and the feet. And I am just going to glue it down, hopefully just to prevent it from floating up too much and making the bottom really uneven, which this stuff would do. So I am going to just get this all down. I add some more of those little pink stones in there, just so that when you look at it from the bottom, it looks pretty as well. And you're not going to see that big white piece of the stickers. I want it to look nice from whether you look at it from the top or the bottom. And in that sticker sheet, there's the little small round beads. You can see 2 of them kind of sticking out of the head there. I tried to put them in as eyes, but I could not get them to stay in place. If you are planning on doing that, make sure that do it before you pour your resin, and you need to stick them in there. So I'd probably use a little bit UV resin to put them in place. I just, again, didn't think of it before I started it, before I put that first coat of resin in. I would know to do that the next time, though. But I am going to use some of those little round ones to put in the toes. And some of them fit good, others weren't fitting very well. I kind of had to play around with them to get them to fit. But eventually I did get them, and I put the little dark and lighter pink stones into the toes. You can see here I added a few more of those bigger diamonds. Again, just covering up that sticker, using the Duraclear to keep everything stuck down. I've seen this moss used in the frogs before, or maybe it was the turtle, I don't recall, and I really liked it. So when I saw it and it was on, I think it was like 70% off, I went ahead and grabbed it. It's a nice soft moss. It's not real dry. It's more it's soft. So here I am putting the little, oh, I dropped it. I putting more of these diamonds in. to make it pretty from the bottom. Putting those little toenails in was a struggle, but I did eventually get them in. I just finished them off camera. So now I'm just going to add in the resin, top coat of resin. Want to make sure that gets into all to the little toes and into the neck of the frog, and I'll poke down into that neck to make sure that there's no bubbles, because that's definitely, especially with the moss in there, that would definitely hold bubbles in there. So just take my time, and this is just clear resin. This would also look really cute if you had a little bit of glitter to it, just like some fine glitter, but just a little bit. It would kind of negate those bubbles a bit too, because the glitter would kind of take away where you're not noticing if you do have like the micro bubbles in there. Here I'm just playing around, making sure I'm getting those bubbles out. You can see them coming out of there as I'm poking in. Make sure the resin's all up in under his neck, and get the bubbles out of that Spanish moss. So I'm just playing around with it again. Really just take my time trying to making sure I'm getting the bubbles out, because that moss would hold the bubbles. So just kind of poking around, and to get the bubbles. Then I'll give it a spritz of the isopropyl, and then we're going to let it dry and see what we have when it's done. Our froggy is dry. I'm excited to see how he turned out. It's not quite flat at the bottom. Some of those, that, I don't know what you call it, the green and pink stuff here. But you could either, it does impact it. You could sand it off if you wanted to. But he looks nice from the bottom. Now it may take me a minute to get him out, but let's do that. Now you could spritz some water in here or alcohol to try loosen up. Normally I don't have a problem with this one, but he is in there stiff. So let me just try. See if I can get a little bit in there to help. I think it's because he over poured a little bit. Oh, there he goes. There. There. Okay, mold looks good. Let's flip them over and see what we have. A little bit of trimming to do. Not too bad. And there we go. Look at that. Love the colors. I did manage to get some more of those little stones into his toenails that fit where they could fit. So you can see those. That rose sticker in there looks so nice, especially with the green background. My second layer is pretty bubbly, but that's okay. I don't mind it. It is supposed to kind of look like it's underwater. I think this turned out adorable. I really like this. Now, if I want, I can just paint the eyes, or I could, just use a little sticker to, I could probably glue on some eyes. Let me just paint the black here. Now, you can put the eyes in before you pour the resin. I didn't think about it. You can get the eyes, like, not googly eyes, but the more realistic looking eyes. You can get those from Amazon or from Temu. So there we go. There, kind of like a spring looking frog. Let me know what you think of in the comments. And we will see you in the next one. Bye.